Hello and welcome to episode 44 of the Beks Creates podcast. My name's Beks and I'm coming to you from an actually bright sunny Bristol where I live with my husband Paul, our 9-month-old baby Jasper and our 10-year-old Norwegian forest cat Mufasa, who has just been to the groomers, so he's strutting around the house feeling very fancy and looking very smart for a change. So yeah, it's bright and sunny, but in the last 48 hours, we have had yellow warning level rain, wind, hail, which we got caught in, snow, which we never get, and bright sunshine. So who knows what may happen today. Yes, it's been a busy few weeks. So I feel like I'm looking very tired. That's just having a 9-month-old. Even though he sleeps well, I'm still tired. There's been quite a lot of knitting. There's been some... Oh, I'll show you as I go along. Yeah, I've been quite productive, I think. Jasper's had some good long naps and some nice long nights. So he's been sleeping kind of 7 till 7, which obviously is wonderful. But Paul's alarm goes off at 5:30, so I'm generally awake from 5:30. So sometimes I get like an hour and a half before Jasper wakes up. So generally I drink coffee and knit. Why wouldn't you? So yeah, I think I've been quite productive. I've been working on some sample knits for Bird Street. I have been starting to dip my toe back into the world of designing. Little sneak there for you, little sneak peek. And yeah, just generally feeling very inspired. The mojo's been very high. So yeah, it's been nice. So yes, I've got a couple of finished objects. I have got loads of whips, quite a lot of whips from me actually, you will see. And quite a pile of stash, because even though I didn't go to Unravel, much to my sadness, I had horrendous FOMO. I did have a few acquisitions from it, so yeah, that was fun. Sorry, just drinking coffee. I feel like I'm all over the place today. I was planning to podcast, and then I was like, oh, I don't think I feel like it. And then I was like, no, you've got time, do it. So I'm here and I will podcast. I'm actually wearing something knitted today. Can you believe? I am wearing one of my all-time favourite knits, one of the few that I actually wear regularly, and that's my Whitmore sweater, or one of my Whitmore sweaters. I believe I've got 4, I think. I've got 4 and 2 Whitmore cardigans, one of which is too big, one of which is too small. And I've made one for my best friend, one for Claire. So yes, I've made a lot of Whitmores. Anyway, this is the one that is in Bird Street yarn in the, I think it's called the Pebble colourway. John doesn't dye it a lot. He actually did this one as kind of a custom for me. And I just love it. I wear it all the time. It's fitting really nicely at the moment. And I just love this lace. It's so pretty. It goes with everything, obviously, because it's pale grey. And I just love it. It's my fave. So, yeah, let's crack on because I'm waffling. So I'm going to start with a project that just flew off of my needles. So I think I showed you probably in an episode before that I had a skein of willow. Let me just grab the bit that's left over a minute. I had a skein of willow from Bird Street yarn, which is this gorgeous sort of duck eggy sort of colour. And this was on their extra fine merino DK base, which is just divine. And it's got neps, as you can see, so it's just gorgeous. I think it might be blowing out slightly on camera. That's better. Yes. Oh, I'm really annoyed. I did my nails ready to podcast and I broke one. So annoying. I'll use my left hand. Yes, so really beautiful yarn, and I've been itching to knit something with it for ages, and I wanted it to be something really nice. And then I was watching Gaina's podcast, and she was knitting a pair of thorny briar mitts by my gorgeous friend Suzanne, who is Green Lambkin Yarns. And I love a good pair of mitts. I'm very particular about how they fit, and I thought, oh, those look absolutely perfect. So I cast one on, and within 24 hours I'd finished the first one, which was great because Claire and John were actually able to take it to Unravel for a sample, and then the other one was ready before they got back from Unravel, so they flew off the needles. So this is the Thorny Briar mitt. I actually did the cuff twice as long as Suzanne said in the pattern, because it's like one of my pet hates when you put on a mitt, if there's like any kind of gap between like mitt and coat or jumper or whatever. So I wanted it to be able to like really tuck in so it stayed really warm. I've actually got on Jasper's pram, I've got pram mitts that like they fasten around the handle of the pram, so you just slide your hands in when you're pushing, and then if you need to take your hand out and deal with him, then you don't have to like take gloves off. So these are really good for that, because I can put my hands in there and keep my fingers warm, but my wrists stay nice and warm as well. So yes, that was the only alteration I made to the pattern, was to make the cuff longer. The pattern didn't state a gauge or a finish measurement, so initially I went up a needle size because I normally do for everything. My gauge is very, very tight generally. My tension's very tight, so usually I need to go up a needle size to get gauge. But when I cast them on in a bigger size, they felt really huge, and I thought, well, I do like mitts to be really nicely closely fitting. I like them to really hug my hand, so I'm going to do it in the needle size it says. But it's only a mitt. If I don't like it, I can just rip it back, because it's not hours and hours of knitting. So it's got quite a nice close gauge, which I actually love. And I'm really glad I did them at this size now. They fit really well. I have a 7-inch circumference hand, so I'm sort of a standard medium, and they fit really, really nicely. I love this pattern. It's like a twisted stitch pattern at the back of the hand, which I loved. It was really nice to do, really easy to memorize. It had a 4-thought thumb, which I've never done before, so that was a new skill for me. Thanks, Suzanne, for teaching me. I have ended up with a hole here, and I don't know why. It's the same on both, but one's bigger than the other. So I probably do need to, it's probably something to do with picking up stitches in the gap, but so I need to refine that technique, but I'm definitely going to make some more of these because I love them. And now you'll see in a minute, I've cast on a hat that was going to be for me, but I'm going to put that on the present pile now, and I'm going to get some more willow and make a hat to match this, because I think it would be perfect, and I think it goes well with my eyes. So it would be spot on. I bet you that'd be my blinking what's it called, brain, thumbnail. Thank you, thumbnail now, but never mind. Sorry, it's going to be one of those podcasts, I'm afraid. So yes, the Thorny Briar mitts, do go check out the pattern. It is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. I loved knitting them. Oh, look at that, one's longer than the other. What have I done there? That's because I didn't have one of them when I knit the second one, so who knows, never mind, nobody's going to be checking when I'm wearing them, are they? Okay, my second finished object, it was a bit of sort of an impulse knit as a sample for Bird Street, because I went to Claire's and she showed me that they had started dyeing boucle, which, oh, it's just so cool. Look at it. Beautiful, soft, squishy, curly, cuddly beautifulness. I don't have the yarn band, so I don't know any of the details. I don't know the weight or the length or anything, but if you go to birdstreetyarn.com, sorry, I never go to the website, I don't know what it is, I just go to their house, birdstreetyarn.com, there'll be some on there, and they've done them in lots of their favourite colours. This one is one of the new Doctor Who inspired colours, which is called the Optimist, and it's just gorgeous. I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but so I don't really know where the reference comes from, but it's my colours. I love it. And as soon as I saw it, I said to Claire, that has to be a bonbon bunny. If you've been here for a while, you will know I love to knit a bonbon bunny. I don't knit toys often, but if there's a new baby around or something like that, then I do make one every now and again, and I do love them, and I can bash them out quite quickly. So I decided to make one for them to take to Unravel with them. So meet Boucle Bonbon. Isn't he cute? I would say the yarn is lovely to knit with once you get used to. It takes a bit of getting used to because obviously it's not as smooth as a normal yarn, but it's totally worth it. It's soft, it's squishy. It gives a really nice close gauge, which I didn't really think it would. Somehow, I don't know, but I think because of the unevenness of it, I thought it might be gappy, but it's not at all. So it's absolutely perfect for a toy because there is no stuffing coming out of there anywhere. He's a lovely size as well. I should have got my other one so you could see the difference, but he's about the same size as my DK one. So yeah, it's just lovely. I love him. This yarn would make a great hat. It's so soft. It would be so nice. It would make nice anything. Mittens would be amazing because it's so soft. And a sweater. Oh my God. A boucle sweater. That'd be amazing. Yeah, just totally gorgeous yarn. So yeah, that is Bonbon. If you haven't heard me say before, Bonbon is a pattern by Susan Claudino, and it's just really good. It's knit in pieces, and then you join the pieces as you go, as you knit the body. So there's no sewing, like no attaching things by sewing, which would make me nervous and make me think that it would fall apart. It's all knit together, which is great, makes it really strong. And yeah, I just love him. He's so cute. So yeah, that's Bonbon. My next finished object I am totally in love with, and I was almost knitting monogamously on this for a while. So this is the Simon Shawl by Joanna Herriot, who is one half of the wonderful Twin Set and Pearl duo, and also a very good friend of mine. So this is the Simon Shawl, one of her more recent patterns, and it is gorgeous. I just love it. So it's quite shallow. Normally I'm a one for a big deep triangle, but it's very, very long, so it just wears so nicely. I think it might be my new favourite shape. I love it. So it uses, and I didn't read the pattern properly before I started, it uses just over one skein of each colour. So I did end up with a little problem because I ran out. But let me see if I can find where I ran out, because I don't think you can spot it at all. It's somewhere towards this end. So the colours I use, the dark blue is deep from Bird Street yarn, and then it's very hard to show, but the colour, the pale colour at this end is the Marvellous Mrs. Maisel by Dandelion and Dogwood. And it was just like a very pale cream base with like little flecks of blue, red, yellow. That's probably quite good. But yes, I started running out. It's like, oh no, what am I going to do? Because I was like, I'm just not going to be able to get any more. So I went stash diving and I found, did I pass it here? I found this in my stash, which Claire gave me, which I have no idea. It was like a skein that went wrong of one of their colours a while ago. So I have no idea what it was called. But I thought, I think it's close enough. I think it would be okay. So I joined it in. I can't even see. It might be there. It might be up there somewhere. But I don't think you can notice a difference in colour. It works really nicely, and when it's on you can't see it. So I am more than happy with that. So I've kind of been wearing it just wrapped around once like that and then looped over. And I love it. It's squishy, it's soft, it goes with everything because it's navy blue, and I just love it. I've had loads of comments on this one on Instagram. People seem to love it, and I've already had an order from my mother. Hi Mum. Mum loves it, so I've promised to make her one, which is no hardship because it was such a lovely knit. I enjoyed every stitch and I couldn't put it down, and I was like excited to be able to sit down and work on it. So I've picked out some colours for Mum already. I went stash diving and I found some Bird Street yarn. I think they're kind of oopsies, if you like, ones that Claire and John wouldn't sell. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them really, but they have very high standards. this one's got a couple of patches of white, it's that sort of thing. So I've got 2 skeins of this, which is Figgy. It's a lovely dark purple. It doesn't really show the richness of it on camera very well. It's blowing out a bit. That's a bit better. So lovely dark purple. And then this one is Rocky Road, which was a colour, I think it was from like a Meteor box or something like that, I may be wrong. But it's like a brownie, like coffee sort of colour with little flecks of pink and caramel, and it's on a net base as well. So I thought those would be really nice in a Simon shawl, and I've got plenty, so I won't be playing yarn chicken. So I'll be looking forward to casting that one on for Mum sometime soon. I don't know how quickly I'll get it finished, but I'll give it a good go and I'll enjoy it. So next, I have been working on a test knit. Sorry, I've got to get the right bag. By my lovely friend Hannah, who is Yarnia Designs. She is smashing it out of the park with her socks at the moment. And this is the second test knit I've done for her this year. And I'm loving it. Loving it. So these socks are as yet unnamed. But they are being released in a fortnight, I believe. And they're just this gorgeous, like lacy, leafy sort of design with this pearl detail between the stripes of colour. There's been loads of different colour, what's the word, like lots of colour play happening in the test knit. So Hannah's is knit with one main colour and then a set of minis, so each stripe is a different colour. I obviously chose the 2 different colours and just alternated them. Some people have done every stripe different. There's one girl that's done them all the same colour, and that looks really cool. It just like really makes the lace and the pearl detail sing out. So I'm kind of tempted to do that because these are samples for Bird Street. I'm going to knit a pair for myself, and I think I might do those in one colour because I think that's a really nice idea. So yeah, this is the first sock, and I started these. I only got the yarn on Tuesday because, and it's Sunday today, I should have said, because I needed to pick it from the shop and Claire and John were still away at Unravel. So I didn't choose the yarn until Tuesday, and I've done this. And the second sock, I'm on the final stripe of lace. So they have flown off of the needles. I have not been able to put them down. And look at me doing heel flaps and gussets again. I think I actually like them. What on earth's happening to me? I've really enjoyed them. The other day I was like, oh yeah, I've got a heel to do tonight. Who even am I? So let's talk about the yarn, because the yarn is stunning. So this yarn is the Bird Street yarn baby alpaca silk cashmere base. So it's 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. It's 4-ply and it's 100 grams with 400 meters. So this yarn, Claire says to me, flies out at shows but doesn't sell on the website, and that I know is because people can't feel it. It is stunning. It is the softest, most beautiful yarn. I mean, you can just see on the top there a slight halo. It's not fuzzy, it doesn't kind of shed like mohair or anything, but it's so soft. And for socks, it is glorious. Like the stitch definition is great. It just feels so soft when you're knitting with it. It's just beautiful. So if you've kind of seen that yarn before and you've gone, oh, I don't know, you know, it's a bit too luxurious or something, it's worth it. It's honestly so worth it. Please try it out. It's amazing. They've got some amazing bases in the shop at the moment, and this one is just honestly spectacular. So I've chosen 3 colours. So I have got this one, which I believe is mallard. Let me just check. I've got all the bands in here, but I've got a lot going on in this bag because there are 3 colours. Yes, it is mallard. Perfect name for it. So a lovely deep green. Gorgeous. Then we've got this sort of it's like a bluey colour with speckles of darker blue, green, pink, very subtly speckled though, really pretty. And that one is called Flawless, My Dear. And then this one is called Tamarisk. And it's just the palest pink. It looks a little bit blown out there again. Sorry, the light's so bright today. It's quite hard to control. But yeah, it's just beautiful. So yeah, excited to finish those, excited to start a pair for myself. Keep an eye out on Hannah's Instagram for the name details and the launch. Really is a beautiful pattern, and I have to say Hannah is a pattern writing genius. I don't think there have been any mistakes in the test knit that anybody has picked up. Everyone's just loved it, and they look fabulous whatever colour combination they're in. So yeah, highly recommend the pattern and the yarn. Right, next, cool, I've been chatting a lot already. Next is another pattern by Hannah, which you have seen before, but this is another version. So this is the Cloud Song socks, which I test knit last month for Hannah. I don't think this is going to show very well on camera somehow. Bring it a bit closer, yeah, that's better. So this is another sample knit for Bird Street, and this time it's in this colour, which is another one of their Doctor Who colourways, and I believe this one's called the Dreamer, and it's quite left field for Claire and John's colour choices, but I love it. It's like greens, blues, purples, lilacs, pinks, but it's quite wild, but it's kind of got peacocky vibes to me. And also when I've been holding it double with some Surrey alpaca, I think it's giving like Monet watercolor, water lily vibes. Look here, it's so pretty. So this sock, you would have seen me talk about this sock before, but the Cloud Song sock is just squishy and gorgeous because you've got all this garter where you hold the fingering and the mohair or Surrey double, and then you've got these slip stitch details over the top, which just makes for this thick, squishy, gorgeous fabric. They're like the comfiest, coziest sort of slipper bed socks. I just love them. And yeah, this is a really nice sample because you can see the yarn on its own, but you can also see what it's like when it's held double. It would make a gorgeous sweater held double. Oh, so pretty. So I've just done the one sock in that so far because I did this one sock and then I wanted to crack on with that test knit, and then I'm going to go back and knit the second one of these. But yeah, just gorgeous. Claire's tried it on and it's perfect on her, so very pleased with those. Next, I've cast on a hat, which, like I said earlier, was going to be for me. I kept talking about this pom-pom that I've had for ages that Claire bought for me, and I wanted to knit like a really nice special hat for myself to put it on. But I've started this hat, and now I definitely want this to go on a willow hat. So the pom-pom's going to go to one side for now, but that's fine because I've got plenty of others. And I've cast on with the yarn I had planned, which is, I think this is Merlin, possibly, by Bird Street Yarn. I've cast on the JoJos Hat, which is a pattern by Jodie Brown. Did I print the picture? Let me see. There's that picture there, which you can't really see the pattern. It's got like a swirled slip stitch pattern that goes round. I've knit this hat loads of times. It's a really nice quick knit. It's very intuitive. You don't really need to look at the pattern once you've done one repeat. And yeah, it's in DK, or you can do it in fingering and mohair held together. I've, as usual, doubled the length of the ribbing because I like to fold it over, and I think it just gives it a nicer finish with a folded brim, to be honest. So yeah, I've been working away on that. That has been very little work, to be honest, so it won't be long before that's finished. I think I've done 2 pattern repeats, so I think it's maybe only a couple more and then the decreases, so there's not much to go on that, but that one will probably go in the present pile, but that's fine. What have we got next? Remind myself. Now this project has actually had minus progress, but it's okay because there's no rush with this one. So this is my twofold shawl, which is a pattern by Melanie Berg. Just remind you, this one. And I am doing it with 2 yarns held together. One is Drops Lima. Find a ball. Drops Lima in this grey colour. And the other is the super cool Rico Creative Make It Tweed yarn. Now, I was working on this. I hadn't put loads of work into it. I was working on it for a while. And the more I went on with it, the more I didn't really like the fabric. I felt like it was a bit too stiff. So I was like, right, come on, I want to be happy with it. There's no point in ploughing on just because I've started, and I'm in no rush for it. So let's rip it out, which was a beast with the tweed yarn, hence having this bit left, because I was like, oh, I can't be bothered anymore. So I've cast it on in a bigger needle, and I'm still not sure. I haven't done very much. I'm still not sure, basically. I'm not sure that a DK shawl is my thing. Part of me is tempted to rip it back again and maybe hold the Make It Tweed with a fingering weight yarn. And to be honest, this is a heavy DK because it's 200 meters to 100 grams, so it's on the heavier end. So I don't know. I mean, this is Drops Lima, so it's no big deal. I could always make it into a sweater. I could make a Whitmore cardigan that does actually fit. There's a thought. So it wouldn't be the end of the world, and I've probably got grey fingering weight in my stash that I could start again with. So it's no massive problem, and I'm in no rush, so I might shelve this one for a little while and come back to it, I think. But that's okay. That's fine. Excuse me. I haven't got much coffee left. And it's cold. Nice. Right. My crochet shawl has not received loads of love this month because I've been obsessed with the Simon shawl and the mitts and the socks. I've just not really got around to it. But I've put a few rows on, and I'm loving how these colours are coming together. And it just feels like it grows so fast. I feel like I can put 10 minutes in and it's grown loads already. So yeah, that's about it really. There's not a lot to say about it. Just a granny triangle, which everyone's talking about at the moment. So I don't think I need to go into loads of detail anyway. But yes, it's still ticking along. It's quite a good project to just have there, because like if Jasper's happily playing for 10 minutes or in his jumperoo or something like that, that's one I can just pick up, and then if he needs me, I can put it down. I don't have to get to the end of a row or anything. It's just really, really easy. So that's quite a handy project to have around. So stash. So last weekend was Unravel in Farnham. I couldn't make it. It's just too tricky to sort of go that far without Jasper yet. But I lived vicariously through lots of friends who were going, and Claire and John were obviously there. So Claire was sending me lots of photos and updates and things like that. So that was really nice. And she came back with a little treat for me, which was this amazing skein of mohair from Helen at the Wall Kitchen. Oh my goodness. It's called Neon Only. And she said it had to come home with her because it had my name written all over it. I mean, look at it. It is just glorious. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It could be another pair of Clouds on socks. That would be amazing. But yeah, it has to be something special because it's gorgeous. I love it so much. It's so cute. Just, oh, all the colours. I love it. Amazing. Next is, I'm sure you've seen this before. This is like the viral yarn of the moment. Of course it's viral because it's by Shropshire's premier vlogger. So the lovely Lay Family Yarns, Kelly and Nick, who are very good friends of mine, did a collaboration with another very good friend of mine. Sorry, dropping names all over the place. And that is the wonderful, unique, one-of-a-kind Gaynor from Tales from Cuckoo Land, who we all love. And she went up there and dyed this colour, which is Heral Dural. Sorry, I've taken the yarn band off because Kelly's used this really cool like staple-less staple thing, and I wanted to see how it works, so I've taken it apart. It's but I can take the band off and show you the yarn in its full glory. So it's just delicate and pretty and oh, just gorgeous. I just loved it, so I had to have a skein. I'm glad I did now because everyone's got one, so I didn't want to miss out. Very, very popular, and I love it. It's gorgeous. So that's that one. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but I mean, it's going to be perfect for anything because it's gorgeous, isn't it? Next one, Claire and John did a limited edition Valentine's box, and Claire normally sends me a photograph of like every new yarn they dye, but she never sent me this one. And I was like, oh, send me a picture of the secret yarn. And she was like, oh, I don't have one, and they're all wrapped up. And then the next thing I know, she'd given me one. So this is You, Me and a Cup of Tea. And it was based on a picture of some like hearts. It's really cute. So I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. And it's gorgeous. It's got some like dark purples, some browns, some like dusky pink. I love it. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's gorgeous. It comes with this mini as well, which had a name and I can't remember. I want to say hibiscus, but I might be wrong. But yes, so that's gorgeous. Then when Claire got back from Unravel on Tuesday, I had to go around and choose some yarns for the sample socks. And I have been a little bit inspired to start working on some designs again, which is exciting. I've not really had the brain space for, you know, a good 9 months or so. And actually I haven't designed anything for probably about 2 years. It's been a long time. Anyway, so I was thinking the other day that I've got 20 plus patterns in my Ravelry store, and I don't really have samples of hardly any of them. Maybe 1 or 2 things, but when I was designing, I was knitting really prolifically because it was when my hip was bad and I was off my feet, so I was just knitting, and I think that was the year I produced something like, it was something like 55 pairs of socks in the year. So obviously I couldn't wear them all, so I gave most of them away. But now I don't really have samples of any of my designs, which is a shame because it would be nice to share them on here and just have them because I'm proud that I've done them. So I thought the other day I really should knit some samples of my own patterns. So I have picked some yarn to do that with. So I've picked another skein of the baby alpaca silk cashmere, and yeah, alpaca silk cashmere. This is in the kelp colourway. So this is going to be a pair of one of my socks. And while I was kind of thinking about that, I've also been inspired for a couple of designs. So I'm not going to say too much at the moment, but I've started, I had a morning without Jasper the other day. He was with his grandparents. So I was able to go to a cafe and sit and start plotting something out. But I need to get a couple of whips off the needles before I cast anything on. But watch this space. It's going to be exciting. Yeah, it's just nice to feel inspired again like that. So that was cool. And then while I was there, Claire was like, oh, have a look in that box. That box is like duds that are not going to be sold. And that box is, you know, ones that we're not going to put on the website. So knock yourself out. So I was like, okay. I could have come home with like bin bags full of yarn, but I was very restrained. I was like, no, you'll get overwhelmed. It'd take up too much space. Just pick a few things. So that's what I did. So they had these sock sets. If you're going to Flock, they will have these at Flock, but they're not going to put them on the website because they don't have that many, I don't think. So this is, we're going on a bear hunt, which is an oldie but a goodie. So this will probably be a pair of one of my sock designs. Then this is Music Box, which had completely passed me by. I hadn't seen it at all, but I love it. I mean, look at those pink speckles and the green speckles there. Beautiful. And then this one is called Zalbard, I think. And I just thought that was really pretty. Navy speckles, just gorgeous. So yeah, so that was fun. I came home all inspired and like armfuls of yarn, and then I was like, oh yeah, I've got to look after the baby, haven't I? I can't just go and play. But actually, do you know what? One very big benefit is that Jasper loves watching me wind yarn. It's amazing. So I don't know if you can see it, but my yarn winder is up here on top of the shelves, and I attach my Swift to this desk, and then I put a little blanket on the floor with some toys, and he sits down there while I wind the yarn, but he actually ignores the toys and just watches the Swift go round and round. It's great. So that's like a little 5 minutes entertainment here and there if I need it. So, you know, everyone's a winner really. Finally, just before I go, while I'm on the subject of designs, I do have a Ravelry store, which is Beki Dickson Designs. All my details are down below the video, and there is always a discount running for podcast members, for podcast viewers, sorry, which is podcast 20, and that will get you 20% off any of my patterns. So yeah, do feel free to nip over there and have a look. I've also got a free pattern in my Ravelry store, but yeah, there'll be more details, more you know, chat about my designs coming up as I hopefully start knitting some of them again, which I'm quite excited to do. So anyway, that's it for now. What's the time? Oh, it's 12:30. Hopefully Jasper's downstairs having his lunch with his daddy. I better go and be a parent now. But I hope you're all well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back again. And I will see you really soon for another episode. Take care. Bye.